Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Tougaloo Outdoors. Today, I actually kind of want to talk about and go over the topic of how you go about finding new fishing spots. Now, a lot of the times we don't have access to boats, so we can't just hop on a lake with a fish finder and go up and down the lake and find fish. Another situation is maybe you're kind of traveling around a lot and you don't have a boat with you or a fish finder with you, and people are kind of curious about how I go about finding fish without just kind of walking up to a place and just throwing a random lure out. The thing about fishing is you have to have the knowledge of basically what species you're fishing for, first of all. And then basically the patterns that those fish live in. So, if it's cold water, the fish might be doing a certain thing, and not every fish is the same. For example, bass and catfish are different when it comes to wintertime. Some of the principles are the same, but I just kind of wanted to share you a couple things and a couple tools that I use to help me kind of get closer to finding the fish, not necessarily maybe finding the fish every time, but getting closer to finding fish, especially if I'm going to a new spot or a location. The first thing I use, obviously, is a map book. So you can find these almost anywhere. In every state, they have their own. And this is just a general lake map book. And as you can see, it has the actual lake on there. Different depths. Learning how to read a map. The contour map is huge, or topographical map. And then it has, in these books, it has tips and tricks on basically how to catch certain species and what the lake is basically known for. So for around me, Green River Lake, it's known for being a musky hot spot, So there's tips in there about muskie. Another thing that I use is maybe a cell phone. So Google Maps, being able to go to Google Maps on a phone, zoom in and out, and finding just a body of water in general is one thing, especially if you don't know any other spots to fish. You'll be surprised at how many little lakes and creeks and rivers that you find on Google Maps that other phones necessarily don't, that the map book doesn't hold, because this map book's really just for lakes. So being able to find rivers and creeks and tributary, everything that you can look for on here will also help. And there's also one more thing that I use on the internet. It's free, or you can buy like a membership for it, but I just used the free version that will most definitely help you find more fish. And I'm gonna bring out to the screen now, but these are just a couple of little things that I use to help me find some fish. Alright, so the first thing that I was talking about was the Maps, or Google Maps function. Now you can do this either on a cell phone or you can do it on your computer at home. But this is a very good tool as far as finding spots. So say if I live near Dallas, Texas, and I live somewhere here, let's just say in Highland Park. As you can see, there's multiple, right here, there's multiple different locations to where I could, fish. So, one of the things that I do is I go to the map right up here, and just kind of find the spots first that basically show up in blue. So this right here is Lake Ray Hubert. Can kind of zoom in a little bit, get closer. And once I find a lake or a river or a creek or something, I'll usually go to the satellite function. So in the satellite function, it gives me basically a three-dimensional, lifetime view of what's around the lake, what's around the particular body of water. It has this 3D function down in the bottom corner that kind of tilts it. And this really helps with showing, kind of topographic features of the lake. And I can just kind of play around with this. You see right here, there's actually a creek, so I'm going to zoom in. There's something that flows into this lake, you know. So that'd be an example of maybe a spot that I would want to fish. Especially, you know, say if I live over in one of these houses, you can, you know, there's a lake right there. It might be a little bit of a hike, you know, over under this bridge. You see right here, there's a little pull off with a little parking lot, and there's even a boat right here. So it's obvious, and you can even see people fishing on this map. It's obvious that that's a fishing spot. So if I was, you know, just looking for a spot to start off, that'd be something great. Now I could definitely I could pair this Google map with maybe even the lake book I was showing you earlier in the video, to kind of get a contour map, where I can go on Google itself and look up a contour map, and find different depths that maybe I want to fish or something. So that's one of the first tools that I really like using. It's very, very helpful in scouting. So yeah, that's the first one. The second one is if you go into Safari, I already have it pulled up, but you can go to Navionics and go to the Marine and Lakes chart section. And as you can see here, in this left corner, it kind of gives you a little map. And if again I zoom in on Dallas, well, it's kind of messing up now because I keep clicking out of it. But I can basically keep zooming in on Dallas over here and see if I can't find the same lake. Yeah, so here's Ray Hubert Lake. And as you can see, this is basically a free contour map for you. That's where this bridge is at, so we'll zoom in over here. Now, it doesn't give us the creek, but as you can see, the further and further I zoom in, it tells me that there's a roadbed, there's flooded timber right here, and I just clicked out again. But basically, it tells you, or it gives you a contour map of that lake, and it's for free. You can go in and you can scout out places in this lake, on the bank, or if you happen to have a boat without a fish finder. You can even print this out if you have to. You can file, save it, print it out, and have yourself a little contour map. Now, I've used this multiple times for lakes near me, and it has helped tremendously. So, yeah, that's another tool that I use. You can buy certain regions. I actually have the Navionics card because of my fish finders, so I don't really use this as much anymore as I used to. But this is an awesome tool for finding and locating fish. As you can see in the Gulf of Mexico here, it gives you all the topographical, contour depths up to even 3,000 feet. It looks like, which is crazy. So yeah, that's just been kind of a tip of how to find and locate fish without the use of a fish finder, or just kind of give y'all a guide to basically help y'all find fish. Alright guys, so I kind of hope you enjoyed those two little tips. The Navionics website, it's the Marina Lake Chart Plotter. Great website. Not a lot of people know about it, but it is free. If you go to the marine section of it, it might take a little bit of time to find. But other than that, that's pretty much been today's video. I've tried to keep it as short as possible. I'm almost positive this will help some of y'all out there. The amount of technology available on the computer is crazy. If you compare this with, fishing guide services where there's people that basically tell you how the fishing's going around you, fishing reports. Pair that with a weather app. You can really get very fine results as far as knowing almost exactly where you want to go for a particular day and not wasting any time while you're out fishing and catching more fish. So yeah, please rate, comment, subscribe to the video. Hope you guys enjoy these newer videos. Excited for the new year. Have a good day, guys.